Grand Rise, Willie Whittle. It shall be dope. This is the pod. Let's get into it. Today, I feel a bunch of different emotions and stuff that I've been feeling through the week, and y'all know how I get down. Um, but today, I want to talk about one of my favorite rappers, songs, which breaks down into this category of what defines who we are and how we could describe how we define who we are. Um, One of my favorite listen, first of all, let's get it right. Let's get it right. My favorite rapper is Styles P. Styles P, third of the locks. Um, I know back in my day, that's Unk status, right? I know back in my day, I listened to a lot of the locks. I listened to a lot of Styles. Um, I remember listening to his first solo album, um, Gangster and the Gentleman, right? And that set me on a different level back in 2002. Like it was right when I graduated. Um, and it was like the growth of me, my progression. It was like everything that he spoke about was my growth. Um, and before that, like back when they was on like Bad Boy or whatnot, the Locks, I'm talking about the Locks was on Bad Boy. They came out with an album, Money, Power, Respect. Money, Power, Respect was different. Like it was not the flashy suit, Bad Boy typical. It was them, it was Big, it was Black Rob, all of that back in the day. But for me, there was a solo song for Styles on there that got to me. Who's not to be messed with? I'm paraphrasing. Who's not to be messed with? And I used to listen to that song on repeat. And to this day, I have moments where I listen to that song on repeat. But that ain't even a song that I'm thinking about today. Today, I want to give shout out to the album 2002 Gangsta and the Gentleman and the song "Gangster," a Gangster and a Gentleman. It's huge to me because if the concept is when we was younger, we used to feel like we was gangster. We used to feel like we was gangster. We used to feel like we was tough guys. We used to feel like you can't harm us, you couldn't do nothing about it. And then the opposite side of that track is to be a gentleman, right? Um, there is differences in how you see these personas. None of these guys have to be bad guys. Like the ideal that I've heard Styles talk about recently, and he's been preaching this as he's been uh went from becoming vegan and creating a juice bar in his hood to speaking on health, life, getting in the gym, showcasing the fact that health is gangster. The vitamins I have, the pharmacy for life vitamins that I get that helps keep me um healthy as I'm going through my weight loss journey and everything, is a Styles P product. So I definitely support not only the message but the products that help support the message. But the statement, as far as not a disclaimer, but to be a gangster is just to you, you be gangster for different reasons. You're gangster for different reasons. Um, I get up every day for my family and I go and I do what I gotta do. If anybody needs something, I'm the connection, I'm the person, I'm the phone call to make. I like that. But the fact that like for me, I have to be gangster for my family. I have to know I have to stand on business for my family. I have to push our agendas, our ideas, our thoughts, our progressions forward. And I gotta be the one who pushes the bloodline to another level. And I love that. And inside of me, it's like there's this relentless nonstop, there's this toughness about it. So it's not about being a gangster for myself, like, or being this scary tough guy. It's about what I'm willing to be gangster for. And I'm willing to be gangster for my family. I'm willing to be gangster for my friends, the people that I love. Like, um, the other piece is being a gentleman, right? We all are gentlemen, in your own way. You have to release the concept that the two can't exist in the same plane. Like, you treat people right. Treat people right because you know that you protecting everything that you could be gangster for. So continue to treat people right, the gentlemanly way, and then there's no problem that can't be solved. There's nothing that can't be fixed or alleviated with a good strong conversation. I know Kendra said have a heart to heart, right? Like there's nothing that can't be solved under the concept of being a gentleman. But if you act out, you're not being a gangster nor a gentleman. And the only reason why to act out is if your gangster is actually being tested. If somebody is actually coming for the concept of your family, your friends, the people, your circle, right? You don't want anybody to mess with that. You don't want nobody to mess with that. So being a gangster is just as important as being a gentleman. And in the song, the dynamic back in 2002, gangsters ride, gentlemen live your life. Gangsters ride. Gentlemen, live your life, 'cause gangsters die, but it's only a matter of time. And it's a concept that's like, if you really don't know what you're fighting for, if you really don't know what you're fighting for, then you can go die over something stupid. Now I'm Unk age. I'm 42. Like, we not talking about the same fight, right? We not talking about um the stuff that we felt back in the day when we was young and we tried to do whatever, run the streets, all it, whatever. Like that's what's up. But for us now, we got a lot of stuff to learn. Things happen every day on different levels that we have to understand quickly in order for us to protect who we love. Be gangster for those reasons. Boss up and be gangster for those reasons. Throughout the day, I move in peace. I move with the concept of everybody love everybody. So I'm a gentleman at heart, definitely. But don't get it twisted. The gangster's still there. I don't play about any of my any of my business, anything that is on my heart, I don't play about. So that's something that I'm not willing to debate, right? It's just I don't play about it. I like the scene from a movie, The Kingsman. The Kingsman. And it's a dope scene that my man was walking with the young kid or whatever, and he said, "You gonna teach me to talk like a My Fair Lady?" Because he thought being a gentleman was like having this accent or something, and he thought that was the cool part. Like, you gonna teach me how to be gentlemanly like this? And he was like a young dude, right? And the dude literally told him, he was like, um, don't be absurd. He was like, being a gentleman has nothing to do with with the way that you present. Being a gentleman means you're comfortable in your own skin. Being a gentleman knows that your adversaries aren't the people that's in front of you, but it's your former self. You're not in competition with anybody else outside. You only in competition with you from yesterday. That's the only competition that you need to be going after. Is how did you perform yesterday and how can you outperform you from yesterday? That was a gem drop for me because most people like to watch the who's and the what's and we get tied up in social media, which is the outlet for us to see the world. It's a gorgeous thing. Like, it's an outlet for us to see how the world is moving and everything, and that's fine. But when you get caught up in the vanity of things, you lose the fact that it's like if you see somebody pull up in a Porsche or whatever, then you might be like, man, I want a Porsche. Now I want a Porsche. Like for me, it's like a GMC AT42, like something crazy, crazy, some big truck, right? And they're like, oh man, I want that Escalade, crazy Escalade or something. I want that. And then you see somebody else who drive a Honda, and they might want that too. And I took this, and the concept is coming from my man. I can't think of his name right now, but when he said it, it made so much sense. It's like there's so many things that other people want. Um, the person on a bike wants a car. The person who's walking wants a bike. The homeless person wants shelter that the person who's walking is going to. Everyone has some kind of viewpoint of where they wish their life could be, but you have to settle with yourself that the gratitude that you have of, hey, I'm grateful that I'm where I'm at right now, and I know what it looks like to progress. I know what I'm going to do, or I'm going to at least try to be better than what I was yesterday to get me to a new level. That's the only thing that you got to compare against. There's no metric against like, hey, people per capita versus like who's actually in my lane. Like there is no in my lane. I have my own lane. You have your own lane. You have your own lane that you need to be gangster for on a daily basis. And do it in a gentlemanly way. Understand that it's about your former self, not about you trying to look at other people and trying to progress to be like, man, I wish I really had that. I wish I want that. You know what I mean? So with all that being said, uh Gangsta and the Gentleman came out 2002. I graduated '01. Big deal this year. My middle son, Kamari, is graduating today, and it's a big deal for the family. So congrats, Kamari, for graduating. We did it. And it's serious. It's just an enlightening situation when you see progression and growth. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I want everybody to continue to walk they path to peace. Be gangster about it, but also be a gentleman or a gentlewoman about it. You know what I mean? Um, but definitely hold everything that you love accountable with your gangster. It doesn't have to be a negative term. The connotation is be gangster for the stuff that you love. Like so, and as I walk down the path of peace, I'm gonna do it with love in my heart, and as long as I do that, it shall be dope. Thank y'all. Have a blessed day.